How much do you know about socialism? It's a term often used, sometimes misunderstood, and can be a subject of heated debates. At its core, socialism is an economic and political ideology that advocates for public ownership and control of the means of production and distribution of goods and services. It's a system that prioritizes economic equality, social justice, and public welfare. In this video, we will explore the key features of socialism, including public ownership, central planning, wealth redistribution, social safety nets, public services, and emphasis on social good and limited private enterprise. We'll also touch upon the different interpretations and variations of socialism and how they contrast with capitalism. As we navigate the complexities of this fascinating ideology, we'll uncover its relevance in today's world and its influence on the global stage. So, are you ready to take a deep dive into the world of socialism? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this fascinating topic. Public ownership forms the bedrock of socialism. Delving into the core of this concept, public ownership is about collective control and management of key industries and resources. It's the antithesis of private ownership, where assets are held by individuals or corporations. In a socialist framework, factories, land, and natural resources are typically owned by the state, the community, or cooperative organizations. This approach fundamentally alters the dynamics of industries and resources. Instead of a single entity reaping the benefits, the profits are shared among the community or invested back into public services. This is a game changer for sectors like utilities, healthcare, and transportation. Public ownership is not about stifling innovation or entrepreneurship. It's about striking a balance between profit and public welfare. It's about ensuring that the fruits of a nation's resources and labor benefit the many, not just the few. So, at its heart, public ownership aims to ensure that everyone benefits from a nation's resources, not just a select few. How does a socialist economy determine what to produce? Enter central planning. In a socialist system, central planning plays a pivotal role. Here, government authorities take the helm, making critical decisions about what goods and services to produce, how to distribute resources, and what prices to set. Imagine a large ship, with the government as the captain, steering the economy in the direction that best serves the collective good. This is in stark contrast to a capitalist system, where market forces, like invisible currents, guide the ship. In capitalism, it's supply and demand that dictate what goods are produced, their quantity, and their prices. But in socialism, central planning steps in to counteract these market forces. The goal? To allocate resources efficiently based on societal needs rather than individual profits. This system aims to prevent the overproduction or underproduction of goods, ensuring that people's needs are met, rather than just satisfying market whims. In socialism, central planning attempts to efficiently allocate resources based on societal needs. In a bid to combat wealth inequality, socialism advocates for redistribution of wealth. This essentially means the process of dispersing wealth away from the affluent or the rich towards those who are less well off. The primary tool for wealth redistribution in a socialist system is often progressive taxation. This kind of taxation imposes a higher rate on the wealthy than on the poor, thereby ensuring a more equitable distribution of resources. Another method may involve social welfare programs, where the state provides support to those in need. This could be in the form of public housing, food assistance, or other social services. The fundamental idea behind these programs is to ensure that everyone, irrespective of their economic status, can have their basic needs met. Wealth redistribution is not just about money, it's about creating a society where everyone has an equal opportunity to thrive. Through redistribution, socialism strives to meet the basic needs of all members of society. Social safety nets and public services play a crucial role in socialist systems. Imagine a society where the government plays a significant role in ensuring its citizens' basic needs are met, not as a privilege, but as a right. This is a cornerstone of socialism. In a socialist system, social safety nets and public services are seen as critical tools to reduce inequality and promote social justice. Social safety nets are systems put in place by the government to prevent individuals and families from falling into poverty. These may include healthcare, unemployment benefits, pensions, and food assistance programs. The aim is to ensure that no one is left without the basics, regardless of their income or employment status. In essence, it's about creating a society where everyone is taken care of. Then, we have public services. Public services are services provided by the government to its citizens, either directly or through the funding of public agencies. These services often include things like healthcare, education, and transportation. The goal here is to ensure universal access, meaning they are available to all citizens, and affordability, so they don't burden the less fortunate. In a socialist system, healthcare and education, for instance, are often seen as fundamental rights, not commodities. The government, therefore, takes responsibility for providing these services, often free at the point of use or heavily subsidized. This way, everyone, regardless of their financial status, has access to quality healthcare and education. Public transportation, too, is typically government-run and subsidized, making it affordable for everyone to move around. The idea is to create equal opportunities for all citizens, regardless of their economic status. The impact of these social safety nets and public services on citizens can be profound. They provide a level of security and stability, ensuring that individuals and families can meet their basic needs and participate fully in society. The ultimate aim of these services in a socialist system is to create a society where everyone has an equal shot at a good life, regardless of their starting point. Social safety nets and public services are designed to ensure that all citizens have access to essential services and limits private enterprise. This nuanced principle underscores the essence of socialism and its purposeful approach to private enterprise. In a socialist system, the common good is paramount. The focus is not merely on individual prosperity, achieved through a variety of mechanisms, including wealth redistribution and a comprehensive social safety net. The common good in socialism extends beyond mere economic considerations. It encompasses social justice, environmental sustainability, and the fostering of a society where cooperation, rather than competition, is intrinsically tied to the idea of social responsibility. In a socialist system, every citizen, every business, every institution has a role to play in promoting the collective welfare. This sentiment is reflected in policies and practices that emphasize inclusivity, cooperation, and mutual support. It is a system but for their contribution to the collective welfare. Now, let's consider the role of private enterprise in socialism. Unlike capitalist systems, where private businesses dominate the economy, enterprise. This is not to say that socialism completely abolishes private business. Rather, than power, particularly in sectors considered vital to public industries such as healthcare, education, or utilities, private businesses may still exist, but their operations and profits are often regulated to prevent excessive wealth accumulation and to ensure that they contribute to the collective welfare. And private enterprise distinguishes socialism from other economic systems. It seeks to create an economic landscape where the pursuit of personal profit. Socialism seeks to prioritize the well-being of society as a whole over individual profit. So, we've explored the key features of socialism. From the bedrock of public ownership, where resources and major industries are managed by the state or community, we've seen how socialism leans towards collective control over private possession. This approach, which contrasts sharply with capitalism's private ownership, aims to ensure that wealth and power are not concentrated in the hands of a few. We've also delved into the role of central planning in a socialist economy. Unlike capitalism, where market forces dictate production, distribution, and pricing, socialism relies on government authorities to make these key decisions. This centralized approach is designed to steer the economy in a direction that benefits the society as a whole. In our discussion on the redistribution of wealth, we've seen how socialism seeks to level the economic playing field. Through progressive taxation and social welfare programs, wealth and income are redistributed to ensure everyone's basic needs are met. This is a core tenet of socialism's commitment to economic equality and social justice. We've looked at the comprehensive social safety nets that are often a hallmark of socialist systems. Whether it's healthcare, education, or unemployment benefits, these safety nets ensure that citizens have access to essential services and support. These public services, provided by the government, further emphasize socialism's focus on affordability and universal access. And finally, we've explored the overarching emphasis on social good in socialism. Rather than prioritizing individual profit, socialism seeks to prioritize the well-being of society as a whole. While it might permit some degree of private enterprise, socialism keeps a tight rein on it, particularly in sectors deemed vital to the public interest. As we've seen, socialism is not a monolith. It comes in various forms, from democratic socialism that blends elements of democracy to more centrally planned and authoritarian strains. The degree of government intervention and ownership can vary widely, reflecting the diversity of interpretations and applications of socialist principles. Understanding socialism can help us appreciate the diversity of economic and political systems in our global community. Thanks for watching.